10 toes down, I'ma ride with the gang. My whole life I've been doing my thing. Get that money, ain't no thing. Anything I do for the gang. 10 toes down, I'ma ride with the gang. My whole life I've been doing my thing. Get that money, ain't no thing. Anything I do for the gang. Anything I do for the gang. Took those L's and I took that blame. All money in, we ain't copping no change. Feel like Ice Cube, cause a dead good day. Don't need 3 whips, don't need no race. I'ma keep it simple in the Chevy I skate. Thank the Lord every time I wait. Lace my shoes and I get to that cake. Heads up, I'm coming. This is all we ever wanted. Go and stack it by the hundreds. This is all we ever wanted. Down on the ride with the gang. My whole life I've been doing my thing. Get that money, ain't no thing. Anything I do for the gang. 10 toes down.
All right, kill the music, y'all. We have to kill the music. Welcome. We got a little NBA going on a Wednesday. On a Wednesday. But my comments remain the same. Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Joker, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander are 3 of the best players in the NBA. I don't know how you're going to rank them 1 through 3. I don't really care about 4 and 5. I'm only focused on the first 3. And the best 3 players in the NBA, Shai Gilgeous, Giannis, and the Joker. Flat out. The Joker just scored 33 points, 15 assists, 16 rebounds, right? Now, everybody could produce stats. Stats are like assholes these days. Everybody got them. Because if you look at Giannis numbers, dominating. You look at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander numbers, dominating. But let me tell you this much. I saw Anthony Edwards get beat down by the Knicks. And I'm thought to myself, this man is going to lose the race between Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai already got an MVP. Shai is already a scoring champ. Shai already led his team to 68 wins. Shai already got an NBA championship. He's already a finals MVP. And he could double this season. Keep that in mind. He could double that this season. He could be a 2-time finals MVP, a 2-time MVP. Keep messing around. He's going to end up becoming one of the greatest shooting guards of all time, just from winning alone. Oh, damn. Tony Allen got arrested? No, he's busting his gun? He doing the Sean Kemp? Sean Kemp went from a all-star basketball player to a shooting his gun on the streets. It's a shame the way Sean Kemp went out, man. Sean Kemp lost it all. All the fame, all the money. He went back to the street life. See, moving weight, see? Now you moving weight, that means you got to be in situations where you're going to bust your gun anyway. You can't move no weight without busting your gun. So he's going to have to be doing that. Okay. But still, it was self-defense. What, in a drug thing? That means he was just fighting the ops. So technically, it's not self-defense because he's just in that lifestyle then. If that's the case. Like if I see my ops, they're shooting at me, then I shoot at them. It's self-defense, but not in a way like you're innocent. You know what I'm saying? You in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Self-defense is like if I'm a 9-to-5 citizen, nobody fucking with me, and all of a sudden some dude try to rob me, I get the gun and I shoot him, boom, boom, and that's it. Oh, you talking about Sean Kemp? Okay. All right. Okay, so. Oh, okay. We on 2 different topics. You saying Sean Kemp bust his gun because dudes was trying to rob him. That is self-defense. Yes, you are 100% right about that. I was wrong. My bad. I thought you was talking about Tony Allen. Because if Tony Allen was moving weight, he in the game, you gotta accept all the consequences that come to you. I don't feel sorry for dudes that bust their gun or sell drugs. You know, I come from that type of environment. I don't mind you doing it, but I don't want you bitching about it. If niggas split your melon, that's it. Take it as it is. You was in the game. Don't cry because you got your shit split. You out there selling drugs, you selling death to the community. You gotta take the consequences that come along with that shit. yeah, street politics, you know it, son. Word. Yo. But back to this NBA shit. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a fucking man. I don't know if I could put him I'm gonna have to put him number one because he's coming off a championship and he's defending champs, but they got a good chance of repeating. And he has a chance of making history. Because Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Dwayne Wade are the top 3 shooting guards of all time for me. So if Shai wins a second championship as a shooting guard and he wins another MVP, man, I'm gonna have to start putting him in the conversation. I'm looking at you, Wade. I'm looking at you, Wade. Shai getting it a little more easy, and he the man on his own team. You know, y'all tell me something different. Tell me something different. You know, I'm just saying. Oh shit! I just got a delivery of a package. I'll be right back. Let me just put this on hold.
Down, I'ma ride with the gang. My whole life I've been doing my thing. Get that money, ain't no thing. Anything I do for the gang. Yeah. Pedal to the floor, to the engine. Head up in the clouds when I levitate. We don't spit game, we just educate. 10, 80, had a paper straight. Couldn't get it back then, so I had to wait. Now the money come to me, so I don't have to chase. I don't gotta flash nothing, I don't gotta fake, darling. We not practicing, we falling. And heads up, I'm coming. This is all we ever wanted. Yeah. Go and stack it by the hundreds. Yeah. Heads up, I'm coming. Heads up, I'm coming. This is all we ever wanted. This is all we ever wanted. Go and stack it by the hundreds. This is all we ever wanted. I'ma ride with the gang. My whole life I've been doing my thing. Get that money, ain't no thing. Anything I do for the gang. 10 toes down, I'ma ride with the gang. My whole life I've been doing my thing. Get that money, ain't no thing.
All right, we back. I had to go and get my package because if I don't get it, these motherfuckers are steal my package. So I had to go and get it. But to all you YouTubers out there, I get sometimes comments, people don't want to take people serious if they're saying the N-word and they're talking about basketball. People think, oh, it makes you look uneducated because you say the N-word. Nah. It's just a culture, man. It's just how we talk when we come from certain neighborhoods. That don't mean we're not educated when it comes to this shit. That doesn't mean we're not educated when it comes to boxing. That doesn't mean we're not educated when it comes to football. All right? We just express ourselves differently. That don't mean we don't know the sport. We don't have to talk about basketball with our fucking legs crossed, you know, and a little sip of tea and be like, whoa, this game is... I don't have to sound like that, dog. I'm not from that neighborhood. I'm not from London. I wasn't born with a family that had a picket fence. All right? I come from the trenches. It is what it is. So if to all these people that don't like the way I talk or the way I express myself, then I don't know what the fuck to tell you. What else you want me to tell you, B? I'm from New York. I don't know what way to tell you, you know? Yeah, oh, thank you for saying that, Brandon. Because people out here tripping, man. They think just because you say the N-word, you uneducated. Nah, my man, nah. That's not the case at all. You got a lot of, even in rap, you got a lot of smart guys. Kanye West is smart, you know? He a little bit off his rocker of some things he say, but the man knows He knows about stuff. You know what I'm saying? Nas is a very smart guy. Common is a very smart guy. Most Def is a very smart guy. Just because we come from certain environments don't mean that we're uneducated. All right? If we express ourselves in an aggressive manner, then so be it. But that doesn't mean what we're saying ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So if you some Yale or Harvard guy and you suspect me to talk like all these other YouTubers, nah, get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. We don't rock like that. You know? We don't rock like that. But yeah, I got my package, man. Some dudes be trying to steal my shit. Yeah, you leave that shit in the hallway, it's gone. Let me show my shit in here. Yep. All right. So, yeah. Okay. G Money say he got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander in his top 20. Okay. I mean, hey. Man. Yeah. Hey. But question is, where does Shea Gilgeous-Alexander rank amongst shooting guards? That's all I'm talking about. He plays the 2-guard position. Where is he at if he wins another championship? Is he going to get, I just told you, my top 3 shooting guards of all time is Jordan, Kobe, Dwayne Wade. Then you could get into the other dudes, the Allen Iversons, the Jerry Westes of the world, dudes like that. I know Allen Iverson ain't got no chip, but Allen Iverson had almost 10 years of dominance. A guy that short, playing that position and striking fear into people, so lightning quick. On his documentary, he said he know that when he looked into somebody's eyes and they looked the other way, there was afraid of Allen Iverson. You know? Now listen, Allen Iverson said Jordan and Kobe never looked away from him. So that means he know he was in for some shit because Jordan and Kobe was never backing down. But that means there was some guys that backed down. All right? That means they were shook. Because there ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. They're scared to look. They scared, you know what I'm saying? They shook. It is what it is. He might pass AI as number 2, as a 2. Okay. You got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, third for all-time shooting guards. You putting him above Dwayne Wade? Even though he got some accolades Wade don't even get, I think Wade has a longer career of dominance than Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. And plus, he got the winning to go along with it. You know, I think Shea has some way to go past Wade. You know, I can't put him above Dwayne Wade. It's too early. You know, gee, Money, I hope you're not one of these dudes that just keep putting all these new guys, you know, that just scored 30 points in one game and all of a sudden they're the greatest basketball player of all time. I hope you don't feel that way about Wemby just because he had a good regular season just now. You know, I think people get too carried away with stuff. Yeah, Dwayne Wade was a better defensive player too. But Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has an opportunity to surpass that, no doubt. I'm just saying as of right now, I don't know. I think that's a little bit too, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Wade, to be fair, Wade got a finals MVP too. And if the Heat won the championship in 2011, the finals MVP would have been Wade because he was playing way better than LeBron anyway, and especially in 2011. You know, he was the best player on the floor in the 2011 finals for the Miami Heat. You know, they just didn't win. But I digress. Wade also should have been an MVP, I think, in what year was that? 2009. They gave the MVP to LeBron, but it should have been Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade should have been it. That would have been his chance to get that MVP. You know, I think he got robbed of that MVP, but nevertheless, he got it. I mean, LeBron, they gave it to LeBron. You know, yeah, man, Wade is definitely a better defensive player. you know, and he's still more, he got a more better offensive bag, still as of now, you know. But Shea has better potential. He could go more farther. Now, if he wins another championship and another MVP and another finals MVP, then we're talking a little something differently now. But I still think it's a little too early. You know, that's like saying, like, you know, Luka better than Larry Bird. You know what I mean? Luka didn't win nothing. You know, speaking of that, all the guys that came to the Lakers, Walt Chamberlain, Kareem, LeBron, they all won championships. So, Luka, you're gonna have to win the championship. You in purple and gold. Everybody that got traded to the Lakers that was a star won the championship. Yeah. It was like 87 Jordan leaping through the free throw. Ballers. I put numbers on them boards. Oh no, he didn't say 87. He said, I'm like 88 Jordan leaping through the free, jumping from the free throw. Ballers. That's from Pusha T. Like D's clothes. I'm like D Rose. 88 Jordan jumping from the free throw. That's what he said. Ballers. I put numbers on them boards. You know, to rhyme over a beat like that is sick. If you ever heard that song, Numbers on the Board by Pusha T, the beat is so, it's definitely a very unique, standout beat. A lot of people cannot rap over a beat like that because the beat is like boom, 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 boom. It's very hard. A lot of people like, who the fuck could rhyme over a beat like this? But he gets it done. But if you're looking at playoff dominance, you can make a case Wade got more of that too because he got more championships. You know, he was the second best player on a two-peat with LeBron. Yeah, the Clips, man, the Clips album, they got good production. You know? Like Pusha T said, I will close your heaven for the hell of it. He said that to Jim Jones. Yo, Jim Jones, you got to come back from that. He said, I will close your heaven for the hell of it. Yo, man, Pusha T be wildin'. Pusha T be wildin'. You know, so, woo. But Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has a chance. But I just think, G Money, you're jumping the gun a little bit. Just let him win one more. Then maybe I will be on board with you. He win one more. He wins one more as a, yeah, because then the rest of the years is going to be just as good, right? He can have a chance to like three-peat, you know? Oh, yeah, he definitely better not form no super team. You better win organically with the team that you got. And that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. He has a great skill set because he's not unlike those other three guys I just mentioned. Wade, Jordan, and Kobe, they're all athletically gifted more than Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has almost no athletic ability. He scores just based off skill. Because Jordan had skill and athletic ability. Kobe Bryant had skill and athletic ability. Dwayne Wade had skill and athletic ability. Dwayne Wade was one of the inventors of that Euro step. Well, at least he didn't invent it, but he definitely commercialized that Euro step move. A lot of people copy that D Wade Euro step move. Okay, you put him tired if he wins again? Yeah, but I ain't gonna do D Wizzle like that, man. I mean, homeboy got 3 championships, and he had a championship run, that finals run that Shea Gilgeous-Alexander can't match. What Wade did in the finals in 06, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander didn't have no finals like that. You know, he definitely had no finals like that. Wade was killing it in fucking 06. You know, Wade, and then MVP thing, I get it. You know, Shea got one, Wade don't, but you could easily make a case Wade deserved one. That's the thing about MVPs. A lot of people deserve the MVPs that just didn't get them. You know, but you have to be fair sometimes. You got to give it to the new guy. because if you wanted to give, you could have get Jordan's a 5-time MVP. You could have gave Jordan the MVP at least 3 more times throughout his career. D Whistle. Nah, it's D Whistle, baby. D Whistle, that mean he get all them calls. You get to that free throw line, you know. But Shea's a better shooter than Dwayne Wade. I give him that, you know. But when it comes to attacking the basket, off the dribble, finishing around the rim, Dwayne Wade was better than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And he's a better defensive player. Wade's one of the best defensive 2 guards of all time. That swipe behind, classic. You know, classic. I think Wade got like some of the most blocks than most shooting guards. He up there. Like he's like top ranked like for shooting guards with block shots. And keep in mind, Wade was only like 6'4", 6'5". You know. You have me scared for a minute. Yeah, the Spurs looking good. It's early in the season, though. You know, I don't want to hear no Wemby better than Tim Duncan and none of that bullshit. He just got started for this season. You know, the media sitting there already trying to put this man on pedestals. He didn't earn shit yet. Well, you always give these players things that they never earned yet. Oh, he's the best player. How he the best player of 2 games? All the player has to do is have a good regular season and they're the best thing ever. You know? What the fuck? Yeah, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander mid-range is ridiculous. It's on par with the Kobe's and the Jordans. You know, at least his prime right now. He didn't really enter his prime yet. Now he's better. He has a better earlier career than Dwayne Wade. I give you that, G Money. You know, he has a better earlier career. But if he continues playing the way he's playing right now for the rest of his career and he wins more, then yes, I give it to him. But he got to win more. 1 championship ain't enough. Yeah, let the legacies build. Let's see how great Wemby is on his own. Let him build the right to be called the best such and such. Don't give the man an award. He didn't earn nothing. It's a problem. You give these guys contracts, big-ass contracts. You don't have to earn nothing. You play good 1 regular season. I'm going to give you the max contract. Oh, word? I don't have to do nothing for the rest of my time then. You know? You know? That's the problem. That's the problem. People think, oh, you hating. Nobody hating. It's just the fact that you give these guys accolades and titles for just 1 game, 2 games, and they're the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah, Wemby didn't even make the playoffs. Then he got hurt last season and missed half the whole season. All of a sudden, he's the top 5, number 1 best player in the world. You're going to disrespect the Joker like that? The Joker got a championship and the MVPs. You're going to disrespect Giannis like that? Giannis got MVPs and a championship. You're going to disrespect Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? He got a championship and MVPs. Show some respect to the guys actually putting some work in and winning. This man didn't even play 1 fucking postseason game. He's a best thing since sliced bread. That's because he got a couple of highlights. Y'all never seen a guy score 30 points in a regular season game? Who's watching these games? 15-year-old kids? Ooh, 36 points. I never seen that before. Did you see that? He had a triple-double. Like, we never seen somebody score a triple-double before. The fuck, you want a cookie? I seen role players get fucking triple-doubles. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? You get all excited over triple-doubles and all this dumb bullshit. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Yeah, they hyping VJ. You ain't even let VJ but develop. Let the guy develop. For all you know, he could be a one and done. What if he has 1 good rookie year and just disappears? Yeah, he needs something, G Money. He needs something. Earn something first. Jesus Christ. At least with the Joker, he actually earned some MVPs and some Finals MVPs. At least he actually, won something. Jesus Christ. I just don't like the way the media covers some players because they disrespect players that actually put work in, that's legends, just to boost up some fucking guy that had one good regular season or two good games. All of a sudden, he's the best. Where they do that at? No other sport does this. Football don't do it. I never see football disrespecting Tom Brady to boost up Pat Mahomes. I never seen it. Whenever you praise Pat Mahomes, you never disrespected Tom Brady in the process. Don't you notice that? When you praise Aaron Rodgers or these other dudes, none of the guys from the past got disrespected. You just gave the current guy his flowers and kept it moving. Because Pat Mahomes didn't need to put, you don't need to put Tom Brady down to boost up Pat Mahomes. Because Pat Mahomes earned the right to be great already. That's the difference. But you're doing it for these players that didn't earn nothing. That's really disrespectful, man. It's so disrespectful. It's utterly disrespectful. You got people out here talking about Luka better than Larry Bird, and Larry Bird wouldn't be able to do this and that. What the fuck you talking about, man? Luka is one of the most slowest overweight players in the past few seasons, and yet he's able to put up 30-point games. And you act like Luka is some super athletic guy that's fast and he got fucking super athletic ability. So if Larry Bird don't get super athletic ability and Luka don't get it, but Luka could put up the numbers that he's putting up, why the fuck can't Larry Bird do it? And Larry Bird just as good as a shooter he is and taller than he is and got a better post-up game than he does. He got more of a clutch gene than he does. And he's a fucking winner. The fuck, man? Thank you. I remember when they were saying Marshall Faulk was the best NFL player in the world, but they never disrespect the legends from the past. They kept it moving and gave the man his props and let him stand on his own hill. Stop, man. Basketball is the only sport that disrespect guys. Basketball is a lot like hip hop. You can't give somebody else their flowers. You got to disrespect somebody else. You know? You can't leave the legends like Nas and Jay-Z alone. You got to try to disrespect them to boost up somebody else that's more that's current right now. Just to say he better when he not. Come on, man. What are we doing here? People disrespect the shit out of certain players, man. And then think it's okay. That's not okay, man. It's not okay. It's not cool. Tim Duncan won the championship in his rookie year on the San Antonio Spurs. Did Wemby do that? I don't have none. He's the best San Antonio Spur. Nah, fuck that. The best Spur is fucking Tim Duncan. Period. That shouldn't even be up for debate. Tim Duncan is the greatest San Antonio Spur to ever put on a Spurs jersey. He's the greatest fucking power forward to ever put on a damn jersey. He's number one. He's the greatest power forward ever. I remember a story. Kevin Garnett said, hey, man, I stopped talking shit to Tim Duncan because it don't work. He just to come back at me be like, oh, not this time. Oh, gotcha this time. That was Tim Duncan talking trash. He never, it was always like one or two words of trash talking. That's it. He kept it simple. That's what KG said. KG said he never get into like a yelling contest with Tim Duncan. I remember that time he tried to get under Tim Duncan's skin. He's like talking so much, he's spitting in Tim Duncan's face. Y'all remember that? Facts. Tim Duncan never missed the playoffs. That's fucking legendary. The man won his rookie year. Fucking legendary. Who the only guy I could think of that did that that's like a superstar is Magic Johnson. You could correct me if somebody else did it, but I can't remember nobody else other than Magic Johnson and Tim Duncan. And both of them are the best at their position. You know, and KG is like, man, that's a one guy I could never get underneath his skin. He got the best of me all times, you know. And KG was a beast. Prime Kevin Garnett was a beast. Oh, I'm gonna bring this back to Paul Pierce's comments. This is funny. I want y'all to hear this. Well, it's not funny, but it's just a statement. Paul Pierce said, if him, KG, Ray Allen, and Rondo, all them dudes was in their prime more earlier, LeBron and the Miami Heat would never beat them, right? Because keep in mind, remember the Spurs, the Celtics was getting old when Wade and all them boys was hooking up, forming that big three. But Paul Pierce says if he was still in his prime with a prime KG and a prime Ray Allen, that they would have beaten that team. Do you guys believe that? I mean, I don't like these like things like what ifs, but that got me to thinking. Because I remember Paul Pierce in 2008, he gave LeBron fits. In the earlier years, he gave LeBron fits. So maybe they both of them cancel each other out, and that leaves Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. And I know Chris Bosh is not beating a prime Kevin Garnett, Minnesota Kevin Garnett. He ain't better than Minnesota Kevin Garnett. So that's one. And then you got prime Wade versus Ray Allen. I may have to give the edge to Ray Allen, but that's 1-2. The Celtics probably would have had 2. Then they would have like Rondo and all them boys. He may be on to something. You know. Mark Baby ran out of town. Yeah. But hey, if the NBA players bring it up, it's just things that people have to talk about, you know. But how would that play out? How would you think a prime KG would have gone up? How would a prime KG be against that super team that was Miami Heat? It definitely would have been more competitive. Without a fact, it would have been more competitive. Because remember, KG in his prime was a beast. He wasted all his good years in Minnesota. What Anthony Edwards is about to do. Because Anthony Edwards is a shooting guard. If you want to get on that list with the Jordan and Kobe's, you better start winning some chips. You can't let Shai Gilgeous-Alexander steal all the fame. Okay. Well, okay, so G Money, I'm interested. What do your debates stem from then? Because when you're talking sports, it's inevitable to have a debate with somebody. Whether you like it or not, you're going to get into one, you know, because somebody's just going to disagree with you regardless. So do you do just straight up debates? That's it? Respectable debates, that is. Okay. All right. So G Money shying away from it. He don't know who will win, you know. But we would never know. But it would have been more competitive. That's for sure. And if they met multiple years, I'm going to say this. I'm going to go on a verge and say this. If they met multiple years, I think the Celtics will win some, and I think the Heat will win some. You know, I'm going to leave it at that. That's the most logical, fair way to leave it. I can't say one team would win over the other, but I will say this. I think they both will beat each other. One year the Heat will win, the next year the Celtics will win, vice versa. Keep in mind, they would have been all in their prime. You know, that makes the most sense. Because remember, Paul Pierce was even in his prime in like 02, 03 when he played with Antoine Walker, Remember Paul Pierce when he's playing with Antoine Walker, lighting up all them threes? You know? Yeah, Marbury is pretty good. But I think Marbury and KG had a little bit of a fallout. You know, after that was over with, I think KG's roster was just a lot of mediocre role players. I don't think he had another matching star after Marbury, because him and Marbury could have been a good 1-2 piece if they stayed together. But I think they had a little fallout, or one of them went to get the bag. I think Marbury wanted to get the bag. Somebody wants. I think money broke them up. Money definitely broke them up. You know. Oh, because of KG's contract. You know. But that's just the essence of sports talk. People are always going to wonder what would happen if such and such. I mean, it is what it is. That's just sports talk. People are always going to think, and you know, it's, I guess, fanboy sports talk. Damn, KG caused the first lockout. KG was out here being the menace then. What the fuck? He caused the first lockout. Oh, Marcus Smart getting a little bit frustrated. The Spurs is up by 6. Spurs is having a good early season so far. Good early season so far. But it's 82 games. It's a long way to go. They could easily go on a 4-game, 3-game losing streak. And then guess what? They ain't hot no more. You know, all it takes is an injury here and there, and that's it. But Anthony Edwards need to get off the he got to get off the Minnesota T-Wolves. I'm under the belief if you are a star and you play for the Minnesota T-Wolves, you're never going to win the championship. They're just not going to be able to keep talent around you. Now, in fairness, Anthony Edwards came into the game with a lot of talent around him. He had Karl Anthony Towns. He had all those good role players. But as time went by, those guys got contracts other places. People are going to continue to leave Minnesota, and Anthony Edwards would be stuck on that team by himself. Minnesota's a death trap because nobody wants to stay on that team. Even if you build a team due to draft, all those guys are just going to leave. They're not going to stay on that team. So only one guy would be left on that team that's a star or all-star or superstar, whatever category he fits in. He's screwed. Anthony Edwards is going to be screwed for the next 5 years if he stays on Minnesota. He's going to sit there and watch Shai Gilgeous-Alexander win the championship and flash it in your face 2 times, 3 times. Shit. And then if it gets to the case when he winning like 4 championships, he got a dynasty on his hands. And then Anthony Edwards is already behind the 8 ball. Anthony Edwards don't got no MVPs. He don't got no finals MVPs. Shai is already ahead of him. And Shai beat him. So now you're in double trouble. Yeah, he was a good sidekick. Anthony Edwards needs to really evaluate and think about his career. Giannis has a better chance of winning a championship again before Anthony Edwards wins his first. Think about that. Because I can tell you this off the bat, Minnesota ain't going nowhere with that roster as all those other teams get better. Now, if they was able to get their hands on Kevin Durant, then Anthony Edwards would have a legit chance to win the championship. I mean, it's not written in stone, of course, but he would have a better legit chance. I think he's just wasting his time, you know, being in Minnesota, because they're not going to build a winning team around you. You're not going to win a championship in Minnesota. You will waste your prime years, just like Kevin Garnett did. And then if you're lucky, you get to go to a team and win 1 championship. But by then, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander probably would have 4 or 5 if he keeps going at this pace. Because it's wide open in the West, but the favorites is still OKC until somebody beats them. OKC too, Pete. It's not looking so good for Anthony Edwards. That's your comp. That's your op. Y'all both play the same position. Somebody gonna have to win that position. Somebody have to win the generation. And Anthony Edwards, if you don't win this generation, Shea will steal it from you. The Joker will steal it from you. Giannis will steal it from you. Hell, they're probably already doing it now. Because I don't know if you consider Anthony Edwards a top 5 player. Is Anthony Edwards a top 5 player in the NBA to you? Because after those 3 guys I just said, after the Joker, Giannis, and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, you got your Lucas, your Anthony Edwards, probably somewhere in the middle of the season, people, if he keeps playing like it, people are going to say Wemby. Yeah, that's the problem. But shit. Anthony Edwards going to get that criticism if Shea keep winning and he don't. But who's 4 and 5? Who's 4 and 5? That's a good question. Who's 4 and 5? Yeah. Y'all saw that game-winning shot from Giannis? Fadeaway jump shot. Perfect. Game winner from Giannis. He hit a fadeaway jump shot. He was never top 5. Holy shit. Yeah. I mean, oh yeah, you got Steph Curry. Some people still say Steph Curry's top 5. Yeah. So you got Steph Curry, Luka, the Wembys of the world. Okay, you got Ant 5. All right. You have Ant in your top 5. You think Ant's better than Steph Curry? I'm not talking about all-time great, of course. Just right now. What about some of the older statesmen? Kevin Garnett. I mean, not Kevin Garnett, Kevin Durant. Okay. Brandon might disagree with that because he said Anthony Edwards was never top 5. So. You got Luka 4. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people still got Luka in their top 5 as of now. Well, Luka wasn't people's top 5 since last year, realistically. If you want to go about that count. Would you rank Ant-Man above James Harden? Some of the older statesmen? Kevin Durant? Oh yeah, no doubt. We all respectful here. We are respectful. It's all good. That's what sports is all about. We voicing our opinion. And that's what I love about this channel. We don't got a bunch of yes men here. We don't got a bunch of guys that just agreeing with everything just for the sake of agreeing with it. He said he's still inconsistent. Holy shit. G Money, what you think about some of the elder statesmen? Durant, Harden. Do you see them trying to coming back to crack your top 10? Mr. Santa Claus. Oh, shit. Oh, man. But yeah, man. This generation is kind of weird because you got the old dudes like LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, right? They seem like last gen. Now you got the new gen that's trying to make a name for themselves. Wemby, the Joker, Giannis, Shea Gilgeous, Anthony Edwards. That's the future of the NBA. So they're clashing with the guys that don't want to give up the torch. So this is going to be a very interesting gen to close out. You know. So this is a very interesting. Yeah, this is a very interesting generation, so to speak. Because it's youngsters versus the old, right? But some people still feel like the older players are better. I mean, I know some people that say, hey, I take LeBron, I take Durant, I take Steph over Luka, Anthony Edwards, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, right? So there's a lot of people that's still rocking with the older gen. I would say that's the last gen. This is what, the 2020s? So I guess the 2010s? LeBron, Steph, that's all the 2010s. That's last gen. So that's the 2010s. Wow. Time goes by so fast. That's actually the last. LeBron, Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler. That's 2010s. Yeah. That's a complete different generation. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But damn, I just thought about that. Because all these dudes, Steph Curry's real prime is the 2010s. So is LeBron's. Jimmy Butler, Durant, James Harden. Yeah. Kawhi. Those are 2010 guys. That's last gen. Now you got the Cooper Flags and all them other dudes, Shea Gilgeous-Alexanders and the Wembys. I mean, But if you was to take even Chris Paul, he's still playing. Russell Westbrook, 2010s. Yeah, those are all the same gen. Now, if you was to take all those older guys out the NBA, do you think the product of the NBA would be better? Maybe some people think not. You still need some of that veteran, leadership. Word. Time goes by so fast. It seemed like it was just yesterday. We're talking about Kawhi Leonard being the best player in the world, matching up with LeBron, right? Now it's like, what the fuck just happened? You seen D Rose? Yeah, D Rose is from the 2000s. He kind of got out of his prime in the 2010s. That's injury Derrick Rose. No, actually, no. Derrick Rose is from the 2010s too, because he got his spark. He won his MVP in the 2010s, right? So yeah, Derrick Rose is part of that generation too. Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler. That is all last gen. Now you pit those guys against Giannis, the Joker, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards, Wemby. Who else? Luka. Who you got? Who you taking? Who's a more memorable class to you? Is it class last gen or class this gen? I'm actually gonna say, I think the players from LeBron's gen is better. I may give the players from LeBron's gen is better. As I said, I go down a list of names: Durant, LeBron, Steph. Those three was the Mount Rushmore of the NBA. They're not the Mount Rushmore anymore. But I take those three probably over Giannis, the Joker, and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is probably the Mount Rushmore for this generation, so to speak. Right? So, yeah, yeah, man. Well, if you comparing the 2010s to the 2020s and which one's better, 2010s had their problems too. They guys weren't still playing that much defense, but they was playing more defense than they playing now. So, without a doubt, 2010s is better than this gen. You know, you got a lot of goofies in this part of this generation, and a lot of guys don't want to compete; they just want to be friends. So yeah, but I mean, hey, it's just what it is. One of the best gens of basketball to me is the 2000s because the 2000s had a mix of defense and offense all roll into one. Nothing was handicapped. Right now, defense is being handicapped. Yeah. You know, yeah. So prime Chris Paul. Matter of fact, you can't. There's no point guard in today's league that's part of this generation that was better than prime Chris Paul. Chris Paul is better than fucking Tyrese Halliburton. He's part of this generation. Chris Paul ain't Tyrese ain't better than no Chris Paul. What else point guards you got this gen? Yeah. Yeah, definitely better now. At least guys played defense in the 2000s. Now you get violation for playing defense. Don't you dare play no defense. Better let that guy score. We're trying to boost ratings. You playing defense? You, you know. But today's players, if you compare them to a lot of the other players from the other gens, I mean, you could make a case that they're not the best. They don't even scratch the surface. Right? They're not better than the 2010s. They're not better than the 2000s. This gen is not really the talent. This gen is not really that good compared to years past. This is what it is. Today's talent is not even better than it's not better than the 90s. The 90s had split gen. You had Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, Anthony Hardaway. Then you had the older guards. You had the dudes that were still holding it down, the Karl Malones, Charles Barkley's, Michael Jordans, Scottie Pippins. You had a lot of dogs. You had mixed generation all in one. The same thing that you got now. But the only difference is today's youngsters is just like, T-Mac. It's another dude. T-Mac was a beast. Wemby don't look so happy today when he quit. Wemby look like he in quit mode right now, man. He just look like this is enough for me. No, they only down by 2 points. You got a good game. T-Mac was great, man. T-Mac was good. Prime Grant Hill. Grant Hill was at his best in the 90s, though. Grant Hill, Jason Kidd, Allen Iverson, and Kobe Bryant was those dudes that's going to be the next gen. But they had to make their name for themselves against the dudes that were still active. The Jordans, the Charles, Hakeem Olajuwon, right? So that was like the next gen. So you had next gen versus the old gen. And then you had some youngsters in the middle that was fire. Eddie Jones, Anthony Hardaway. Stop playing with me, son. Gary Payton, one of the best defensive point guards of all time. 90s was mixed with a group of talent all in one. All in one. Yup, Grant Hill was LBJ before LBJ. See, this is how you got to put some respect on these players' names. People going around saying, the 90s don't get players. Get the fuck out of here. Most players that's on people's Mount Rushmore came from the 90s got drafted in the 80s, but they got their prime in the fucking 90s. What the fuck you talking about? You bugging, son. You still had your touch of Magic Johnson's. Isaiah Thomas that still was playing in the 90s. One of the greatest rebounders of all time, Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman was averaging like fucking 13 rebounds a game, a night. Doing people. Then you had bigs. You had another generation. You had then you had the other youngsters that got drafted earlier. Shaquille O'Neal in the 90s. Larry Johnson. Alonzo Mourning. Stop fucking with me. Glenn Rice. Come on, man. Come on, man. Run TMC. Tim Hardaway. Chris Mullin. Chris Mullin was nasty with that thing. 3-point shooter, deadly. If Chris Mullin was playing today with today's rules and he could shoot the 3-ball like crazy, he'd be averaging 40 points, 30 points in games. Chris Mullin out here be acting a fool with that 3-point shot. Rick Spiffs, Reggie Miller. Get out of here. Yo, stop playing with me. Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson was one of the best point guards back then. Ooh, Rod Strickland. Make him jump like Rod Strickland. Man, y'all niggas stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. Rich Richmond. Oh, what? You had stacked talent. You had old school, new school, middle school, all stuck in the 90s. All of that. Tough competition. 2000s, tough competition. 2010s, Now it's a little bit different. Because you got the older statesmen, but a lot of them are just done. Like, the only two good older guys this generation is LeBron and Steph Curry. Kevin Durant ain't the same that much no more. Kawhi Leonard ain't the same. James Harden ain't the same. Them dudes from the past years, the older guys were still dominating. They were still doing their thing. You know, Jamal Mashburn was fucking overrated like a motherfucker. Ooh, Jamal Mashburn was nasty. He had a back-to-basket game. Fade away, nasty, and he could take you off the dribble. Stop. John Starks was all right. He played hard though. You know, he played hard. He gave it all he had on the court, but you know, he was a little bit not that talented on certain levels. He just played hard. He was a good defender. He played hard. You know, he had some moments. You know, he just too trigger happy with shooting the 3. Sometimes I watched this man shoot the damn 3 ball in 1994. Stop shooting, John Starks. You keep bricking. He keeps shooting shots. You know, damn near cost the Knicks a championship because he keep fucking shooting shots. I can't tell you how many times John Starks shot the Knicks out games. He was Russell Westbrook before Russell Westbrook. Bricking all them fucking 3s all the time. But when he got hot, he got hot. When he got hot from shooting 3s, he got hot. You know, Kevin Johnson was nasty. Kevin Johnson, Dan Marley, Charles Barkley. That's why Charles Barkley was talking that shit because he thought he was going to win in 93. Yeah, John Starks was a chuck. He just chucked that ball. He was chucking them shots up. Anthony Mason was a good defender. You know, no doubt about it. No, but come on, man. Man, John Starks used to piss me off sometimes because he do boneheaded moves. He was like J.R. Smith sometimes before J.R. Smith. You know how J.R. Smith shot like a half-court 3. You'd be like, no. Sometimes it goes in. You'd be like, okay. he was like the J.R. Smith. Tie game in L.A. Let's do it. Uh-oh, Wemby coming back to life. Get him, Wemby. Okay, youngster. No. But this next generation is in good hands. But I'm not too fond. The best player I like in this generation that's young, that's for the next generation, probably Anthony Edwards, then Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. You know. But the other guys are talented. I'm not taking that away from them. It's just that when you look at the talent pool, let me tell you something. 1996 was one of the best draft classes of all time. You had Steve Nash, Allen Iverson, What was 96? Yeah, I think it was 96. 96 or 95, one of the two. Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, Steve Nash, Ray Allen. You had so much basket. Look at that 96 draft pick. Half of them dudes became all-stars. 96 draft pick was fucking loaded. Before a lot of you guys like to talk about the old three, and old three only had like three guys, like three legit guys. You know, Wade, LeBron, and Melo. But 96 had a shitload of Hall of Famers. 96, and that was in the 90s, had one of the best draft classes of all time. Too much talent to name. Too much. And those guys came all-time greats. Kobe Bryant came one of the all-time greatest basketball players of all time. Steve Nash became a great future Hall of Famer. Allen Iverson, future Hall of Famer. So fucking stat. So fucking stat. He said, yeah, it definitely was overrated. They had only really three good guys, but those three good guys defined the whole generation, right? Because Melo, Wade, and LeBron was the next generation of the 2010s. Those was the three faces of the 2010s, so to speak. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, he did. You said Jermaine O'Neal? Jermaine O'Neal was 06? Shit, damn. Man, I look at that. I remember I looked at a picture of the 1996 draft. I said, this shit is fucking loaded. This draft pick was fucking crazy. What a year, man. What a time. What a time. Grant Hill and Jason Kidd was 1995. They both won co-Rookie of the Year. Jason Kidd was nasty. Came out the gate. One of the best point guards I ever seen. Jason Kidd, because he was such good at passing. He was like a natural talent when it comes to passing. Jason Kidd made everybody around him better. That's how good Jason Kidd was. And that Dallas Mavericks team that he was on was underrated. He had, oh my God, I forgot to play. He had a lot of good players around him that could shoot the rock. You know, I don't know why it's not coming to my mind. Oh my God, he had some good players around him though. He had some solid players. That Dallas Maverick team was all right. He made that Dallas Maverick team better too. Oh, okay. Yeah, Jermaine O'Neal came a all-star a couple times. You can't look at almost every player in that 96 draft became an all-star, a Hall of Famer, or all-time great. So if you was a team and you drafted somebody, you was drafting the all-star. You can't get mad because you was getting somebody that's good. You know, nobody got robbed in the 1996 draft class. Kobe was drafted 13 and it still was good. So keep in mind, you got a bunch of everybody became all-stars. You know, Jim Jackson, that's who it was. Yes, Jim Jackson. Jamal Mashburn, Jim Jackson, and Jason Kidd. That was a good trio. And Jason Kidd made that team better. That's how he won Rookie of the Year, man. That team was in the swamps before Jason Kidd got there. He got that team better. He's such a good playmaker. And over time, he became a good three-point shooter. The older he got. Led his team to the finals 2 times. Managed to finally get one in 2011. So, yeah, Jason Kidd is one of the greatest point guards of all time for me. Hey, Kerry Kittles. Kerry Kittles. I remember him. Kerry Kittles, kid. Juwan Howard. Oh my God, Chris Webber and Juwan Howard on the Washington Wizards, or Bullets at the time. They gave the Bulls a run for their money in the playoffs. You know, they gave the Bulls a hard time. Big bodies, hogging up the paint. They was getting busy. Chris Webber is also a good basketball player too. See? And he was the future because he went on to being Sacramento, having that rivalry with the Lakers. And he got drafted in the 90s. So much good players came out the 90s. And they carried on to the 2000s. Yep. Antoine Walker, All-Star, 1996. 96 was the best draft class, period. Best. Not no 03 just because LeBron was there. No. 96. Best draft class ever. Period. Can't name one draft class outside of that produced nothing but Hall of Famers and All-Stars. All you guys you mentioned became All-Stars. Antoine Walker was an All-Star. Kobe, Iverson, Ray Allen, all these dudes became all-time greats. They're all the same draft class. It's fucking crazy. Oh, Rick Smith. I mean, not Rick Smith, Steve Smith. He had the spitty. He had the spitty right there. He had the little spitty. You know, he had good footwork. He definitely had good footwork. You know. Glenn Big Dog Robinson. Yes. Solid. Solid. Yes. So much good talent, man. So much good talent. And but remember, in the earlier days, you had Larry Johnson, Alonzo Mourning, and Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal was like in 92. Yo, just stop playing with me, man. Too much talent. Too much talent. Too much. I remember a lot of people was on Orlando Magic. Oh my God. Orlando Magic was like everybody's favorite team. Like, oh, they're gonna beat the Bulls. They're the best. You know, Anthony Hardaway, all them young players. You know, Jordan was like, fuck that. Y'all beat them once and never beat them again after that. Nick Anderson said he didn't want part of the reason that set Jordan off. Remember in 95, they beat the Bulls. He said 45 wasn't the same as 23. So the very next season, Jordan had a game when they played against each other. Jordan scored 45 points. He missed a free throw on purpose just to send a message to Nick Anderson. Why he wore the number 23 jersey. Yo, man, this shit is crazy. Nick the Prick. Man, yeah, he's going to forever be known for missing all those free throws. What a very devastating choke moment. Oh, that's so sad, man. I know that eats at him. He probably like can't get sleep some nights. Be like, what the fuck was wrong with me? You know, Nick Van Axel was solid as a motherfucker. Nick Van Axel, Eddie Jones, Kobe Bryant. You know how good that Lakers team was? Shaq. Oh my God, that Lakers team was stacked. That Lakers team has so much talent, they had to have Kobe come off the bench. Because any other team, Kobe Bryant will be starting. But you had Eddie Jones in his prime. You can't start Kobe if Eddie Jones is in his prime. He play on the same team. Kobe had to earn his way to get into that starting lineup. Yeah. If he made some of those, they probably would have won that damn game. No. But this goes back to some questions. There's always some questions that people want to answer. What would have happened if we got the Bulls and Rockets in the NBA Finals? We never got to see it. To this day, people still talk about it. Who they think who would have won. Yeah, Utah ran plays, and this was a better basketball team. But the Lakers had all the talent, but those guys didn't know how to win. They didn't know how to play winning basketball. Utah Jazz ran plays. They were smart. Everybody had a role. That's how they beat them. Eldon Campbell was a dog too. Bonzi Wells, y'all talking some good shit. Rasheed Wallace could have been. He sacrificed some of his game just for winning. But Rasheed Wallace was a multiple-time All-Star. He was one of the hardest guys to guard. And to everybody that played the power forward position, Rasheed was a problem. Rasheed was a problem. He could splash it in your face, back down, rough, aggressive. Rasheed Wallace was no joke. He was that piece that tucked Detroit over the top. Ben Wallace was defense. Blocking everybody's shot. Big ass afro, Ben Wallace. Yeah, he became more stretch forward. But that's what Detroit needed him to do. Man, that Detroit team was crazy. Tayshaun Prince. They had a lot of long arm dudes, a lot of big dudes. Tayshaun Prince, Rasheed Wallace, and Ben Wallace. Oh God, that's just too big. Yeah. Yeah. Fucking Ben Wallace, man. He was just blocking everybody's shit. He was terrorizing people. Ben Wallace outplayed Shaq. What I mean by outplayed Shaq, he put the Bill Russell on Shaq. Yeah, you dominant, but you ain't gonna score a lot of points. I'm about to bring your field goal percentage down to 10 points. Ben Wallace gave Shaq problems. Not on offense, but on defense. He took Shaq out of his game a little bit. I only see two guys did that. Hakeem Olajuwon and Ben Wallace. Two guys that and Dennis Rodman. Three guys that completely got in Shaq's head and tuck him out the game. Yeah. And don't forget Hakeem Olajuwon. Shaq would tell you himself that Hakeem Olajuwon he owned me. I didn't know what to do against him. If Ben Wallace could do that to Shaq, Bill Russell could do that to Shaq. Bill Russell would have bust Shaq's ass. He would have put that defense on him. Shaq could be like, man, I'm averaging 30. I'm averaging 40. Nope. You're not doing that around Bill Russell. You ain't doing that around Bill. If Bill knows anything, the man put the D in defense. Or keep in mind, Shaq was also distracted a lot too. Shaq was trying to be a rapper. You should have been working on your game more. Shaq became a celebrity very fast. Some of his celebrity stopped his basketball growth. Dude was making albums, making songs with Biggie. I remember he had an album that went platinum, I think. You playing basketball and rapping. Back then, a lot of basketball players wanted to be rappers. Allen Iverson, Kobe, Shaq, they all made albums. Kobe Bryant made an album. Like, what are we doing? Kobe Bryant literally made an album. Like, why is these guys making hip hop albums? I would never forget that. Why the fuck is Kobe Bryant rapping? Dog, you damn near from Italy. What the fuck you rapping for? Nobody want to hear no boy from Italy rap. I know you was born in the States, but shit. You spent a lot of time in Italy, boy. You were ready. Your street cred was thrown out the window when you picked up the microphone. Your father was an NBA player. You lived in Italy. You had a good life coming up. You are not from the hood. You lost street credit the minute you pick up a mic. Now, Allen Iverson is different. Allen Iverson is from the hood. Okay? He's from Virginia, where it ain't shit to do but cook. He on that clip shit. You know. The AI was from the hood. I understand AI rapping, but the NBA said, fuck that. You can't be rapping about this hood shit and you play basketball? You giving us a bad image. You hurting the image of the NBA. You out here with cornrows, tattoos, you on some hood street shit, and you think these white kids is going to buy your shit? That was when hip-hop was more taboo. If he did that today, nobody would care. Nobody cares about you making a hip-hop album in 2025. You know, he regrets it. You know, I thought he was talking some street shit. I was with it. I would have copped that. I would have copped that album if it ever came out. I would have loved to listen to the album just to hear how it sound like. Because I know he was on some street shit. And I love that type of hip hop because I could relate to it. But I would have bought that shit. I would have bought an Allen Iverson hip hop album. Only reason why it didn't came out because he wasn't making songs like Shaq. Like Shaq was commercial rap friendly hip hop. He was like Trap Called Quest style hip hop. Like, can I kick it? Yeah, she can. You know, yeah. He was like that. That was Shaq. Like, you know, he was happy. But AI wasn't happy. AI was on some street shit. He was Griselda VA before Griselda. He was talking about bricks. I heard some verses. So he was talking about bricks, you know, real street shit. You know, like, what? You think the NBA is going to let that shit fly? No NBA player has ever recorded a street album like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, Iverson was in them streets. I know he was. He was valid to do that. He was valid. He always had street cred. The problem is you play in the NBA. The NBA would never let even right now, I think the NBA would not let an artist let a player make an album like a Mobb Deep or a Griselda. They won't do that for the NBA. You're not gonna be able to do that in the NBA. They're not gonna let you do that. You better make your album kid friendly. That shit better be PG, Disney Plus. You better have Walt Disney in your video if you are a rap artist. You know? Or you just better talk about some slick bars like Dame Dollar could rap. Dame Dollar could rap. Now Dame Dollar got some skills, but his shit is not like, even his shit is like it's like toned down. He just talking about who nice on the mic and who got bars. He ain't talking about no street shit either. Like the NBA even now won't let a player talk about some street shit. Can't be talking about guns and bricks and all that shit when you play in the NBA. Oh, okay. I mean, it's hard to do that, especially hard to do that when you get fame and all that shit because you want to go back to the hood. And the only way to go back to the hood is to get acceptance by them dudes. Because you can't go back to the hood if you don't get acceptance. If them dudes don't want you there no more, it's more of them than you. You ain't going back. You put it that way. You know? If they feel you fell off and you went Hollywood, there ain't letting you come back. You are done. You could kiss that street shit goodbye. Happens to some rap artists. They can't go back to their own hood because they lost their street cred. That's why when a rapper gets put on, the first thing he give back to the community, so the community have his back, so nobody won't rob him. But if you just go back to the hood and people thought you sell out and you got ice on, you got jewelry on, you're gonna get jacked up because you already lost the connection to the streets. So I understand what he was doing. He was still maintaining that street connect because he wanted to. Allen Iverson is what, 5'11", 5'9"? He got all that jewelry on. Dude's gonna try to buck him. You know, and you need that streets for the streets for protection. The more money you get, and you from the hood, the more protection you need. The more goons you need around you. So when you go to the hood, you could be good. Because you just go through that motherfucker without no connects anymore. You're done. You know, if you feed the streets will feed you. You get your meal, you bring it back to the hood, you support your boys, they're gonna make sure you good. You know, they're gonna make sure you could come through there with ice on and you won't get robbed. You know, but if you start keeping all that shit for yourself and you don't go back to the same neighborhood that made you, they ain't gonna show you no love. The Lakers pull off a good one. They win by 2 points. Lakers survive. Good game, good game. This was a very close game. I like the way the Lakers are playing without LeBron. Luka plays much better without LeBron because he's ball dominant and he has the ball in his hands a lot. He cannot play with LeBron. Luka cannot play with another all-star. I told y'all about that. He don't gel with no all-star. He's better by himself. Yeah, that's true. That's true. What Allen Iverson should have did, he should have just kept himself united with a small group. The more money you get, your circle should be smaller, right? Only keep 5 or 6 guys that you can absolute trust, right? Don't bring everybody with you. Like Benny the Butcher said, everybody can't go. Everybody can't go. So if everybody can't go, only keep the ones that's close in your circle. Yeah, see, look, man, Luka playing much better without LeBron. He got 35. You know, he got the team on his back. It's his team. When LeBron come back, he gonna feel like it's not his team no more because LeBron's a bigger name, and he gonna have to share the ball with LeBron, and he can't play off the ball. Luka needs the ball in his hands. You see how he bring the ball up court, right? He gets to bring the ball up court. He has the ball in his hands. He could make the play. He ain't gonna be able to do that when LeBron gets back. You know. What it do, Mr. Brooklyn? What up? What up, son? What it do, son? What's good, son? Yo, you got the text message I gave you?
Yeah, man. I was like, yo, that's dope, man. You know, that's some found shit, man. Somebody doing like that.
Yeah, man. Like, remember the time you hooked up Detroit? So the whole point is to go to the dude and drop the name on him, right? You don't tell a dude, you don't tell a guy just to go there and fill out the shit and that's it. Nobody even know who the fuck the guy is. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, that depletes the whole connection. That's like me telling you, yo, come here, boom, boom, I'm gonna hook you up. You know, then all of a sudden, yeah, just go and talk to this dude. You know what I mean? That's it. You know what I'm saying? These niggas is strippers, man. You know?
Okay, it's like, look, if I'm gonna help somebody out, I
Yeah.
do it physically and mentally.
Word.
Like, I literally take you up there with me. Like, yo, you're not gonna get the job unless you with me.
Yeah, it's like
That's what I'm saying.
some shit is like who you know. Like that's how a lot of people get their shit. Like, what the fuck is this dude talking about, son?
It's like, okay, if you was a manager of a building
Yeah.
and y'all friends, y'all tight, and I needed somewhere to live, you would go with me because my people got it.
All right, y'all. My boy from Brooklyn called, so I had to. It's a New York thing, so I had to give talk to my peeps, but we had to chop it up a little bit. It was getting a little too spicy, stuff that not supposed to be heard on YouTube, you know. So when it comes to that street shit, you know how it is, man. I'm gonna let it go. I hope it was muted because I always keep my stuff on. Some stuff don't deserve to be put on YouTube. If you my man and we talk behind the scenes. I don't do that whole YouTube fake beef bullshit. If I got a problem with somebody, not saying we had a problem, but we just talking some shit out between about other people. But I keep that shit just between, all of that. Because I heard it all. I hope not. I muted this motherfucker, so I took the motherfucker off mute. You know what I'm saying? But but yeah. If you my man, we rock together. I do not tell your shit. Never tell your shit on YouTube or any other social media outlet. That stays between me and you. So that's just how it is. No, that's what a real friend does. You learn that from Tony Yayo. You see how he is with 50 Cent, right? That's a true friend. A lot of people call, Tony Yayo's on 50. Nah. That dude is straight up loyal, right? He's a real friend. A lot of people don't have friends like a Tony Yayo. You know what I mean? That's a real fucking friend. He down for the cause. Boom. I don't do the same thing neither. I don't even put that shit blast on social media. But yeah, man, it was a good NBA night tonight. Shout out to G Money. Shout out to Brandon and doing that whole Connecticut shit, and shout out to the whole New York, shout out to all 5 boroughs, and shout out definitely to my home QB. Peace. We out, y'all. Have a good one.